How to bleed a master cylinder. A lot of people do this differently. This is the way that I do it. It has never failed me. It's the simplest way to do it, and I do it on the car. Some people, when they replace the master cylinder, they want to bench bleed it. It's the same thing. You're just doing it on the vehicle, and it's, in my opinion, a lot easier. So obviously, if you're replacing this master cylinder, you're going to have this line here off and this one off on this vehicle, right? And on any vehicle, you're going to have the lines off, so that doesn't matter. You'll have the lines off. That's just the way this vehicle right here is designed. There's going to be one back there and one up front. All right, so when you replace the master cylinder, you take those lines off, you remove the master cylinder, you put a new master cylinder on. Some people go and just put the lines on and they think they're going to be all good, and then they end up not having good brakes, soft brakes. Every now and then they get a break and then it'll fall to the floor. And the reason for that is you didn't bleed the master cylinder. Well, the way that I do this, I get an extra person out here to help me. I get them in the vehicle. I got the lines off, both of these lines. I fill this with fluid, brake fluid. I tell them, mash the brake pedal, consistent, don't stomp on it, just mash it all the way to the floor and hold it. When they mash this all the way to the floor and hold it, I put my fingers over both of these holes and I tell them to release the pedal. And what that's going to do is you'll feel a suction on your fingers. And because of that, you're not allowing air back into the master cylinder. I repeat this 4 to 5 times, just depends, until I get a good squirt out of the master cylinder. Every single time they mash that pedal to the floor, you put your fingers over these holes before they release the pedal. Once your fingers are over the holes, then you tell them release the pedal, and y'all just repeat that over and over. That's how you bleed the master cylinder. Once you get that master cylinder bled out and you got a good squirt on both of those lines, then you put your fingers over the hole, you have them release the pedal. That'll be your last time. They don't touch the pedal again. You hook your lines up, then you start your bleeding procedure per wheel. Now, old school method, I know with ABS, this can come into play a lot of times on bleeding, but old school method and the way that I still do a lot of cars, not every car, but a lot of cars, is start with the wheel furthest from the master cylinder and work your way up. So in this case, you'd start on the passenger rear, then you go to the driver rear, then you go to the passenger front, then to the driver front, and you repeat this process until you get it all bled out. That's how you bleed a master cylinder. It's always worked for me. It's never failed me. If this helps you, great. But there's no sense in, if you didn't bleed the master cylinder and you realize that, and that's why you're not getting a pedal, there's no sense in taking that master cylinder back off and putting it on a bench and trying to bleed it. Just do it this way and you'll be fine. Y'all have a good one.